The moment I stepped into the Great Depression, the air felt heavy, as if the land itself remembered every hardship it had endured. Standing on that barren field, I felt an ache in my chest, like I stepped into the heart of someone else's sorrow. The wind carried dust like it carried memories, sweeping past me with the weight of thousands of untouched stories. As I shielded my face, I realized the storm wasn't just in the air, it lived in the people who called this place home. The empty farmhouse felt like a heartbeat halted mid-pause, frozen by forces no one chose. Stepping through its doorway, I sensed the ghosts of a life interrupted, lingering like faded echoes. Each step across the crackled earth felt like walking through someone's unspoken grief. Yet underneath the dust, I sensed a faint pulse of hope, waiting for its moment to rise again. I watched a family pack their life into a single cart, every item a memory they refused to abandon. Their quiet courage struck me harder than any storm ever could. The empty road stretched onward like a question with no certain answer. Every abandoned wagon whispered stories of journeys cut short but never surrendered. Boarded windows and silent streets felt like a town holding its breath. In the stillness, I sensed dreams lying dormant but not dead. In the breadline, hunger shaped the silence more than any words could. Yet the way people stood, patient, proud, revealed a strength no hardship could erase. Watching strangers care for one another reminded me that humanity survives even in scarcity. The silent factory felt like a monument to a world paused mid-motion, but in the workers' eyes, I saw a glimmer that someday the gears would turn again. The men on the bench spoke softly, their voices worn by uncertainty, but in their shared silence, I felt a quiet brotherhood holding them together. Children turned scraps into toys and dust into imagination. Their laughter broke through the heaviness around them like a small, defiant miracle. I watched a family tend to stubborn soil, refusing to let the land defeat them. Every seed they planted felt like a whispered prayer for tomorrow. At the station, families boarded trains with more hope than belongings. Each departing whistle sounded like both a farewell and a fragile promise. By the firelight, strangers shared stories that stitched a temporary family together. In that fragile glow, the world felt gentler than the daytime allowed. Repairing a worn plow felt symbolic, like trying to mend a life with hands that refused to quit. Hope often begins in moments exactly like this, quiet, stubborn, unwavering. In the shelter's dim light, exhaustion and compassion mingled in equal measure. Even with nothing, people found ways to care for one another, and it touched me far more than I realized. As dust swirled in the fading light, the sky looked bruised but not defeated. I felt the resilience of the plains echoing in the resilience of its people. A lone musician played with the kind of honesty only hardship can carve out. Every note felt like a thread stitching hope back into weary hearts. I watched someone write a letter by candlelight. Words became bridges when voices couldn't travel across the distance. Even the smallest harvest felt like a celebration in a world of scarcity. Gratitude shone brighter than the goods themselves. At the dinner table, laughter returned like a long-lost guest. Their unity reminded me that love often thrives where comfort cannot. In the schoolhouse, children learned with a hunger deeper than the one in their stomachs. Their dreams felt like seeds waiting for a kinder season. On the streets, people gathered not out of anger but out of necessity, demanding dignity in a world that had forgotten its fairness. Their courage stirred something in me, a reminder that hope often begins with a single raised voice. At dusk, the horizon glowed as if answering the stories I'd carried through the day. In that quiet moment, I felt both the weight of their struggle and the strength behind their survival. Watching children sleep by the fire felt like witnessing the future resting in fragile hands. Their peace was a quiet reminder of what everyone here fought to protect. When the machines rumbled back to life, the sound felt like the world exhaling after a long silence. It was a small rebirth, but a powerful one. On a quiet porch, stories of laughter returned in soft, healing waves. Hope didn't shout. It settled gently, like dust finally choosing to rest. The sunset painted the plains in colors untouched by hardship. Even the sky seemed determined to remind them that beauty still lives here. In the silence of that final night, I realized the Great Depression wasn't defined by its darkness, but by the countless small lights that refused to go out. Even in my own time, I could tell this was a gentle reminder. Within times of darkness, there's always a light leading us forward. In the Great Depression, survival meant enduring, but in another time, survival meant setting sail. Next, I traveled to the age of the Vikings.